Welcome back. So today we're going to do an exercise to balance out your skull on your neck. And we're going to be looking at your posture from the perspective of the skull. So that's poor posture, computer head, which is forward head that pulls on your neck and shoulders. So all of that stuff can be balanced out from the exercises we're going to do today. All right, so before we do this exercise, I want to do a quick little recap of what not to do. So a couple of things. You want to make sure that if you hyperextend your knees, so I don't hyperextend too bad, but if your knee goes behind your ankle when you stand, try not to do that, right? Even if you need to bend the knees a little bit, that's okay. So just find a balance. I don't want you to hyperextend because it's going to make you sway in your back. You could sway on your back and not hyperextend your knees too. So that's the next thing I want you to make sure. Make sure you're not arching back. So we're going to be doing some stuff with our head. And sometimes what happens to move the head, it's like we start to back bend a little bit. So I want to make sure you don't do that. Keep the hips over the ankles, ribs over the hips, shoulders resting on the rib cage, and the skull floating above that. You really want to think about your skull lengthening like a hot air balloon up towards the ceiling. From there, you also want to make sure you don't jut your chin forward and round your shoulders forward so that you're slouching. And you don't want to go the opposite end and really tuck the chin in. So by tucking the chin, you really flatten your cervical spine, which is not a happy cervical spine. So let's go ahead and get into the exercise. The first thing we're going to do is do a little stretch. We're going to take the left hand out to the left. I'm going to take my right ear to my right shoulder. You could mirror me and do the other side, whatever works for you. So as I do this, I'm trying not to side bend in my waist. I'm trying to stay as tall as possible and tip just the ear to the shoulder, reaching out very actively through this left arm. I'm getting a little nerve stretch right through here. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Some people like to move their arm around. If you go a little higher or lower, forward or back, it changes it. And breathing out. We'll do the other side. So reaching the right arm out, left ear to left shoulder, trying not to side bend. It's so easy. It feels kind of more fun to side bend, but you lose that openness through here. So you take the left ear to the left shoulder. You breathe in there. And you breathe out. Breathing in, feeling width across your chest as much as possible. And breathing out. I'm starting to side bend. I can feel it. So I'm going to bring myself centered. Breathing in. And breathing out. Coming centered. So this exercise we're going to do doesn't look like very much, but it's all about equal and opposite pressure between your hands and your head. So we're going to take the left hand to the head. You can do both hands at the same time, but I'm going to just do one hand at a time so you can see what I'm doing because I'm not going to move. So both hands can go up for you if you want, but I'm just going to do one hand at a time. My left hand is at my left cheekbone temple side of my head. I'm going to press my head into my hand and hold for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to press my head into my right hand for 3, 2, 1. We're going to do that again. So taking the left hand up. Notice that I don't want to do a little sassy neck thing. I really want to get long through this neck and feel like the skull is just being pulled up towards the ceiling. I'm going to press my head into my hand for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to switch sides. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to turn a little bit because we're going to do forward back. You could do whichever arm forward that works for you. So I'm going to take my hand to my forehead. Same thing here. I don't want to go forward and back through the chin. I really want to stay centered here. I'm going to press my forehead into my hand without moving my skull anywhere, just lengthening. For 3, 2, 1. Taking the other hand behind the skull, pressing for 3, 2, 1. Forward again. 3, 2, 1. Hand in the back for 3, 2, 1. One more angle that we have to do. We have to do the diagonal now. So this is a little hard, and you want to be mindful of where your eyes are going, because your spine goes where your eyes go. So if you notice your eyes start to go to one side, whip them back to center. So that helps you keep your neck in alignment. So I'm going to try and keep my eyes center as I take my left hand towards my left temple right here. I'm going to press and go 3, 2, 1. I'm going to take the other hand to the back diagonal, so kind of just behind my ear and up on my skull. I'm going to press there for 3, 2, 1. Going again on that front diagonal for 3, 2, 1. Going long through the top of my skull, so really lengthening out through the top, pressing 3, 2, 1. We're going to do the other diagonal. I'm going to take this hand to that front temple. Again, you could keep both hands here and just shift the pressure forward and back, but I'm just doing this so you see where I'm going. I'm pressing for 3, 2, 1. Pressing to the back here, trying not to rotate my head. I can feel I want to do this. So I'm going to keep my eyes centered. I'm going to press back for 3, 2, 1. Pressing forward again for 3, 2, 1. Going to the back, you're almost done. 3, 2, 1. All right, that's it. That's all you have to do. So this exercise is amazing, even though it looks like nothing, right? You're not really moving a lot. But what it's doing is you're giving equal but opposite isometric pressure to these neck muscles, which really helps balance them out. The ones that work too much get a chance to break. The ones that are working not as much get a chance to activate a little bit. And that is really going to enhance this position of your skull and that posture on your neck, which will help with the neck tension. It can have a ripple effect into your lower back, all the way down into your feet. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you know someone that could benefit from a little bit of help with their posture, please feel free to share this exercise with them. Have a great day, and until next time, keep moving.